Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all. It is a pleasure to see so many of you here on the forum of the Watch of Consciences on the front page of international news. Donald Trump, who seemed to play the tough boys, he wanted to play himself, huh? He's a man. Donald Trump just made a dramatic about face with what's going on with China, you know. Yesterday, he made a statement at the White House during which he said that the image that Russia, China, and North Korea displayed is an image that does not represent a challenge. He seemed to want to reassure his own population and then show that he is a president whose heart does not beat. America is all powerful, but with the pace of things. What did he see at the parade today? What did he see? No, he automatically changed his mind. He gave an order, and the order he gave is scary. What is the order he gave? Donald Trump has ordered the Pentagon to prepare to contain Russia, China. This is what the head of the Pentagon Department of Defense, Peter Hegwes, said. According to him, the rapprochement between Moscow and Beijing is a terrible event caused by the lack of American leadership and power. Donald Trump is back to reality. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of this video conference, it is this news that we are going to talk about. Thank you for sharing the video conference as much as possible. Put many likes, and above all, the magic point. Put your different opinions in comments. If you don't have a specific opinion, just put it in the comments. Hi, Robert Terra. Let's go into the depths. So, the order that Trump gave is a brutal return to the logic of confrontation. He who wanted to play you, he finally returns to reality. It's a presidential directive that he gave, and Donald Trump, through his Minister of Defense Peter Higgs, ordered the Pentagon to prepare a device to simultaneously contain Moscow and Beijing. If Donald Trump wasn't outdated, would he make such a statement? He himself, who yesterday said, "No, I am not trembling, no, I am tight." But today he is trembling. He says he orders the Pentagon put a device in place to contain these two. They get bad. The two have gotten closer, are starting to do things because America has lacked leadership. And this is also another way of accusing Joe Biden's regime. So this is not just a political signal, but a strategic directive. The United States places itself in a posture of double confrontation. That is clear. America puts itself in a posture of double confrontation assumed. This directive is very clear and sends a strong political signal to China and Russia. It means sorry. They too must prepare. So the message is very clear. America will not tolerate the rise of the Russia-China axis. Ended. Why will America tolerate it? The two are rising in power. The unpredictable North Korea, which is added so it is to beat the American power. America won't let it go. That's what it means. What makes me happen in all of this is that last night a really Syrian man, Donald Trump, came out. He made the statement. He downplayed it. We did a video conference on this yesterday for all those who follow me here regularly. So Donald Trump bangs his fist on the table. Washington wants to show that it remains the world's leading power, and that's what we'll see. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the denunciation of the Moscow-Beijing rapprochement. Peter Hegest is the head of the Department of Defense. He calls this alliance a terrible event. So you see to what extent America takes this matter very seriously. Very seriously. Even more so than Trump originally thought. And I certainly believe that the The American defense chief certainly did not fail to call Donald Trump to order after his famous statement yesterday, because the latter describes this alliance as a terrible event, a consequence of the absence of American leadership and power. That's not what Donald Trump said, but Donald Trump sees it, and it is Peter Higgest who says it. It is the absence of American leadership that led to this alliance, which is therefore a terrible event for them because their downfall is announced. So he says this is the consequence of the lack of American power leadership under previous administrations. I told you before, they always blame the previous administration. Yes, this administration has played a big role. But what role is the new administration playing, sanctioning China with massive tariffs? Is that American leadership? Therefore, Moscow and Beijing are strengthening their military, energy, and diplomatic cooperation. We had to talk about it. These are the three main axes. For Donald Trump, this rapprochement is unacceptable. We must respond with force, not compromise. We must respond by force, not by compromise. Compromises cannot work. So what Washington fears is the alliance of the bear and the dragon, a union capable of challenging its hegemony. But they have already challenged. He no longer needs to fear. It's over for America and the decadent West. Then the world balance arises. How is that? And after this declaration, this new declaration by Donald Trump, it must be said that we are gradually getting bogged down in a global confrontation, since containing two nuclear powers at once is a colossal challenge. Look at the word first. You have to contain it. Yeah, that's too many ideas. Who can contain China? Who can contain Russia? For many years they have tried to contain Russia, but in vain. So the United States will be obliged. In any case, it is a colossal challenge. There will be a European front with Russia, an Asian front with China, and this confirms what has been said just recently. It had been said that one had to prepare that a simultaneous war should take place between China and the United States and between the United States and Russia. It's being confirmed little by little. So the United States wants to mobilize its NATO allies, Japan, South Korea, and Australia, to follow them in this escalation. The result is that we are witnessing a new global Cold War in which each side is relentlessly fighting each other in blocks. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are, the return of the balance of power, pure and hard. So it was the front page of international news. Thank you for sharing as much as possible. I'll be right back with new information. It was the voice of your humble servant, Robert T.